Edge and Christian were building to their first tag titles at WrestleMania 16, having their biggest number of the month on March 6 in a match against Saturn and Malenko, doing a 6.9 rating. Working 3 more matches on the way to the pay-per-view, with a tag match against the Acolytes doing a 6.4 the following week, and 2 matches on the night on March 20 with them facing the Acolytes, Hardys and Too Cool in tag team #1 contender matches, both doing 6.2 ratings. After the last few weeks of building it up, including powerbombing her through a table in the ring the previous week, perhaps the most memorable segment of the Dudleys' career to date took place on March 13, 2000, first with them facing Mark Henry in a handicap match, followed by Bubba bringing out Mae Young to end up with him powerbombing her off the stage in a segment doing a 6 rating, with the Dudleys outside of the build-up to the 3-way ladder match involved in a match against DX on March 27 with Devon against X-Pac doing a 6.6. Kane worked 4 singles matches on Raw on March 2000, all coming against different opponents. First with a match against Big Show doing a 5.8 rating in Raw's second quarter of the night, followed by a match against Bossman doing a 6.3, with Kane facing Rikishi in a quick brawl on March 20 to set up them teaming against DX at WrestleMania in 13 days, with Kane closing the month with his biggest number in a match against Angle doing a 6.6. With Billy Gunn now out of the picture for the next 6 months, Road Dogg and X-Pac teamed up as the main tag team of DX, starting the month in a tag match against Too Cool doing a 6 rating, with them kicking off Raw on March 20 in a match against the Hardys doing a 5.7 opening quarter, closing the build-up to their WrestleMania tag match against Kane and Rikishi the following week in 2 singles matches, with Road Dogg against Rikishi doing a 6.5 and X-Pac against Devon doing a 6.6. Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho were building to their first WrestleMania match, being involved in a series of matches for the first 3 weeks of the month, starting on March 6 with Angle and Jericho closing out Raw's first hour with a 5.9 rating in a match that saw the return of Bob Backlund, following it up in a 3-way with Taz jumping over 400,000 viewers to a 6.2 rating, with Angle on commentary during Jericho's match with Benoit on March 20 doing another 6.2. Closing the month working 2 separate matches on the night, with Jericho teaming with Chyna against Benoit and Eddie to a 6.9, while 30 minutes later Angle faced Kane to a 6.6. After getting over big with the live crowds in their buildings and doing a record number in a SmackDown main event against Rock in January, perhaps Rikishi's biggest sign to date of translating the crowd response to business came on March 6 with him facing Triple H to open Raw's second hour, and with Raw on most weeks in the past 2 months only gaining a small percentage of the WCW viewership when Nitro goes off the air. The Rikishi-Hunter match jumped huge with over 1.5 million viewers from a 5.9 to a 7.2 rating to gain approximately 50% of the Nitro viewership watching its final quarter, with Rikishi and Too Cool again being placed in the same time slot the following week in a 6-man tag against DX doing a 6.3. With Eddie still out with elbow injury and Saturn and Malenko mostly working in tag matches, Chris Benoit continued to be placed the highest on the card, with him headlining Raw on March 6 in a cage match against Rock, drawing a peak 7.3 rating, with Benoit opening Raw's second hour 2 weeks later in a match against Chris Jericho to set up the WrestleMania three-way match, with Angle jumping over 500,000 viewers to a 6.2 rating. Working 2 more tag matches teaming with both Eddie and Saturn combined, bumping Raw over 1 million viewers with numbers between 6.4 and 6.9. After months of being built to fill the top heel spot, Triple H was set for his first WrestleMania main event starting March, with perhaps his most impressive number of the month, drawing a 7.2 rating for a match against Rikishi at the top of Raw's second hour, opening Raw the following week with a 6 rating to bring out Rock's new WrestleMania opponents while working the same quarter again at 10 p.m. in a 6-man DX vs. Too Cool tag match, doing a 6.3. With Hunter in what became a weekly lengthy promo segment in the past few months, bumping Raw over 900,000 viewers to a 6.4 to set up the Mania main event on TV, with the match along with the post-match that saw Foley making his return to take him out to a huge reaction from the Chicago crowd, doing a peak 7.3 rating. Opening the go-home show for the pay-per-view with an over 20-minute segment, with the entire McMahon family picking up over 1 million viewers to a 6.9 rating already in the second quarter. Big Show and Shane McMahon opened the first Raw of March 2000 with a 5.7 first quarter rating, building up Show as the next WWF champion after taking Rock's place in the main event, setting up the rematch the following week with Show vs. Rock headlining Raw with a peak 7.3 rating in a match that saw Shane as the special referee to set up Vince's return, with Show in the main event again on March 20th in a match promoted as a WrestleMania main event on free TV in a 3-way for the title against Rock and Hunter, doing another 7.3, ending the month with Show and Shane's biggest number, closing the pay-per-view build-up on Raw in a hyped tag match against Rock and Vince, doing a 7.6 rating. Rock's year-long title chase to regain the WWF title continued in March 2000 as the main selling point for WrestleMania 16, with Rock continuing his record run on top, peaking every Raw show during the month, starting it in a cage match against Chris Benoit, jumping over 800,000 viewers to peak the night with a 7.3 rating and over 8.6 million viewers, followed by him putting his career on the line against the WrestleMania title shot versus Big Show on March 13 that saw the return of Vince McMahon to TV after over 3 months to count the pinfall as the building exploded in one of the most memorable endings to Raw and Show history, gaining over 900,000 viewers to another peak 7.3 rating. with the string of big main events continuing on March 20th, with the planned Mania main event being given away on TV, with Rock Hunter and show going 12 minutes to pick up over 1.3 million viewers to the third 7.3 rating, with Rock 2 days earlier translating his record drawing power from wrestling television to a mainstream audience, becoming the first wrestler in history to host SNL in a breakthrough career performance that ended up breaking season record, speaking with over 20 million viewers in a major promotion for the WrestleMania pay-per-view, closing the build-up to the event on March 27th with the highest-rated segment on Raw in almost 2 months, which saw Rock and Vince McMahon teaming up for the first time in the main event against Show and Shane, jumping over 1.1 million viewers to a peak 7.6 rating.